turn the mic on. What just happened? Sorry, having a little difficulty. Oh, that's how you do that. Okay. And I will make my font bigger. Okay. Okay, so we are going to start by cloning the rustC repository. Going to GitHub and I already have a folder going for this. So, well, wait, what am I doing? Fork it, which I have already done. Clone it in there. While we wait for that to happen, we will use find the rustC development guide. Which will help set up vsCode in order to get completions and go to and stuff like that. Which I'm not exactly sure where it is. Usually I just find it by typing in something like that. Maybe it was rustC or rust. There. Okay. So this is done cloning. We'll open it up. And add the vsCode folder with the new file settings. Is that what it's called? Yes. Add this in there. And this is basically just the check on save command, which runs the Python file that builds and sets up the compiler. The format command, so that you can auto format, turn that on to true. This is the important one. this tells it to look for the source library specified by the cargo toml, which path to cargo toml, the compiler. To find if the Rust dev component. Well, it works. It makes it work better. But apparently we have to restart. Just do that this way. Let's see if it worked. Just go into any file. Oh, right. So, I think we have to run, let's see, we have to run something to get everything. Get all the submodules. Oh, I think that's what it is, at least. Let's see. Is that what it is? Oh, here we go. x.py.setup. So this just clones all of the submodules. And then I think the cargo toml file should be happy, or Rust Analyzer should be happy about that. And while it's doing that, we can look at the other things we can add. So if you're running the check on save, you need to add this. The vsCode, so that Rust Analyzer knows what it's doing. And there's, I'm assuming you have to do similar things if using other editors, so idea is pretty much the same. And while that is working, we'll check and see if Rust Analyzer got any further. Nope, it hasn't. Is the sound okay? Can you read any of the screen? Nope. Rust Analyzer's working. So we should have completions. Yay! And goTo works. So that's cool. So we set up vsCode to work with the rustc repository. And it only took us 10 minutes, not bad. Normally, LLVM will clone into here and it'll take a really long time. So I have a setup ready, so we can just start working. And so the original was to implement exhaustiveness checking for non-exhaustive types in patterns, basically. And I will get back to show the first issue. Okay, so a lint that triggers when patterns are missed of types that are marked non-exhaustive. So an example is either this would be enum, this would be a non-exhaustive struct. And so if we're in a second crate, and we use this attribute on the pattern or on the wildcard, this one, we get a warning if we haven't matched exhaustively. So this would give us a warning that this isn't matched. And similarly for the struct, this would give us a warning that this field is not matched. And same thing, it works the same whether nested or not. So here, this was the original pull request to do that. And it was merged. And then there were issues related to it. But the one that we are going to work on now is this. That unstable and hidden fields are exposed. And the reason that this wasn't ever a problem before, because the only types unstable are types from the standard library. Like, that's not something a user can do outside of the standard library. So this wasn't a very common case, because that type is also non-exhaustive. So only now, because we catch missed patterns in non-exhaustive types, do we catch that. And the other thing for structs and for enums, any field or variant marked DAC hidden, there was an issue to not Sorry, hang on. Where's the other one? Okay. Is it back? Yeah. Oh, OBS crashed. Whoops. So anyways, man, it does not like this. So anyways, filter out hidden variance, doc hidden variance in the fields, and filter out unstable fields and variance. So this is the work towards that. And so we can check out where I've gotten with that. Whoopsies. So I have done a few things. I guess what would be a good way to maybe so the way that the compiler tests a feature like this is in library and test. Is that where it is? No, where is it? Source, not library. What am I thinking? Source tests UI because it's an error message basically, and then because what we're doing right now relates to patterns. There's a whole bunch of them. Pattern. And there's actually a couple tests. Maybe not. Are there? I guess they're all on usefulness. Okay, so these are all tests for checking usefulness of patterns and the related errors and such. So here's a test that we wrote for doc hidden fields. There's the way that this works is you can import from a different crate by putting this special comment at the top, which goes and looks in this folder, the auxiliary folder, because of the name. Actually, not because of the name. It doesn't have any choice about that. The file is called hidden. So here's what we're testing. There's an enum and a struct. The tests have been broken up into enum, struct, test. And what we're going for is having so because we match two of the fields, but there's a third field, we want to give an error that just says pattern requires the wildcard operator due to inaccessible field, which this may change depending on what happens in the discussion of that pull request, but we can do a little bit of work anyway. So the thing I was planning to work on was this. I don't think we should be hiding doc hidden fields from the error in the same. So if the error is generated in the same crate, so if the use there. If the use is in the same crate as the definition, that we should not filter out the hidden fields and invariants. So, the place that this is checked for enums is actually different than fields. I'll show you where it is for enums. It is in mere build fear. I don't know, I wonder what that stands for. High level. That's what it stands for. So anyways, mere build, fear, pattern, usefulness. And the main thing of this happens right here. I'm not going to try to describe this because it's complicated. The important part for our purposes, this is only for enums, is right here. If the type is non-exhaustive and wild, meaning that it has a wildcard match, we make sure it's a real arm, basically meaning that it isn't from an expanded if-let like that. Then we check that there's missing constructors, which are the variants in the pattern, and we we create the list of missing patterns, and then we lint on it. So this produces the error. So when we're filtering out the patterns, we check here if it's a hidden variant or if it's an unstable variant, and if not, or if they are, then we ignore them and add a wildcard. If they're all not hidden and not unstable, then we make the list. So this is enums, which is done for now. The fields is in type check, so vsC type check, which has a lot of the warning stuff in it. Check, I think. And then pat for pattern. And one of the ways that I always find it is by the error. Yeah, my mic is not great, so sorry about that, everybody. So we're looking for where we lint for missing fields. And one way we could do this is by searching the error message. Or, since we found that, find all references. Okay, so this is where we lint on the non-exhaustive missing fields. So, if there are unmentioned fields, then we filter for fields that are accessible. They have to be public, or accessible from wherever we are. Stable, which I don't think there's actually any unstable fields in the standard library, but that's just in case that ever happens, and then doc hidden. And what we're trying to do, again, is only check this if we are outside of the crate, which we can make sure that that actually happens by doing this. And then we're gonna check, or we're gonna destructure it in a pattern. Yeah, like that. Okay. And this way we can test that this is in fact what happens, that we will error, we will show the warning that it will say, it'll give us the wildcard due to inaccessible fields, even though this is something that is local to our own crate, which we don't want. So the command to run the tests is also x.py test, and since we're running UI tests, we can specify any of the subfolders of test. You can also just run test, and that'll run the entire test suite, which takes a while, a good 40 minutes or more, maybe? I don't know, probably longer. Anyways, so we're just concerned about source, test, UI, test args, and then you can, this would run the whole UI test suite. You can also, the test args, you can specify, you can make it more specific. So you could say just pattern, and that would run all the tests in the pattern folder, and yada yada. We want doc hidden fields. Have I never run this test? Or am I not actually in this folder? Pattern useful. Okay. Did I miss something? Huh, why didn't that work? Let's see. It should definitely fail. We saved it. doc hidden. Oh, that's why. FIEL DS. Okay, so we got some output. And look at that. So, pattern requires wildcard due to inaccessible fields, which we do not want it to say because this is our own crate. What we want it to say is pattern requires I'm hidden pattern requires field I'm hidden, or something like that. It's a slightly different error message, but so you know what the other thing? How does that know to add the wildcard? Does it compare the two? Oh wait, you know what? This is not the right area. Okay, so, because we're not looking at non-exhaustive types anymore. So if there are unmentioned fields, then I think this might be the error. Yeah. Where is has? How is that getting set? Okay, so it is in here. Oh, I think this is how it knows that. Okay, yep. Because, yeah, okay. So that's how it does that. So, we only want to do this if we are also not in our own crate. And I feel like there is a way to do that. We can ask if we're local, basically. There's a way to ask if a def ID is local. Is that what we want? Yeah. Okay, so we want to be able to ask if the def ID is local. And a good way to do that is to look at Rust documentation. The way I always get to it is probably kind of dumb. Def ID might even have a function. Nope. So look at that. Ha. So I guess we can just do this. So it's not. God. The filter true and false always makes me have to think about it. So closure returns true So if it's not hidden, this should only be false if it's hidden and foreign. Okay. Not positive if that is that gonna work? Yep. Defined. Okay. So if it's hidden, and local and not local, if it's hidden and not local. Okay. So this should fix our this hopefully fixes this, so that we should get the other error message. Let's see. And as long as you've compiled it once, it's relatively fast to compile it again, but it's a large project, so it makes sense. If there's any questions, I can try to answer them. While we're waiting for it to compile. Okay, so we have ha! That might be part of the problem. Okay. We're not doing this correctly. If it is hidden, it's hidden, and local. If it's not hidden, if it's hidden and local, that's okay. If it is it's hidden and not local. Well, I wish it filtered the other way. So if it's hidden, local. We want it to be. Why is this even? Okay, so it's stock hidden. We want to say false. Oh yeah, okay, that should work. If it is doc hidden and local, then we keep it. If it's doc hidden and this is false, we filter it. Wow, that took me a long time. Good thing I'm taking this class right now. Hopefully it worked. The other thing we could do is check it for enums too, because I think everything we have there is the same. So if this doesn't work, that isn't going to work either. And we could look at the test for that now. Oh, it worked! Yay! Include the missing field in the pattern. If you don't care about it, ignore it. So, we did it. Now let's check on enums. Let's see. Usefulness, doc, hidden, non-exhaustive. We just want regular doc hidden. I wonder, do I not have any of those? Hidden. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the error, not our special warning. So non-exhaustive as in this would fail to compile, not just be a warning. Okay, right. That gets a little confusing. So, if we look at the type again. C. So, oh, right. Okay, not what we're doing. We're doing this. Doc hidden. So we want to make an enum. It has a. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Since I'm kind of a slow typer. And okay, so this will error in the same way that this one did, where it'll give the wildcard. Let's make sure. Wildcard. So, and what we could do is just do it here. So, is doc hidden? Well, that's probably not a great idea, because then it's a little surprising. Okay, so this one is and not. Where do we get the def ID from? Oh, that's why we do that. Okay, so we're just going to do it in here. And then add that to the comments. Checks if the constructor is a variant with a doc hidden attribute. The type must be foreign? EIGN. The type must be foreign to the crate. Or does not local make more sense? We'll just go with that. Oh, that's fine. Right. So, type. There, that's better, I feel like. So, shall we try it again? Let's see. Okay, still going. And we fixed it. So, non-exhaustive patterns, C is not covered. Well, so then I guess actually what we would do to make these pass is add this. So this is just an annotation that tells the test runner this section should be an error. Each up is a line. So I think these errors occur on this line. Actually, we can know that for sure. 38. Yes, so they occur on this line, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. And then the error is this. So if we run this again, it should fail. And if we run it with the bless flag, it should pass. Yay! And we gotta do the same thing to this one. I'm just gonna copy and paste it. It should fail. And we should bless the new one, and it passed. And to make sure that we didn't mess up any of the other UI tests, probably just check all of usefulness. And they worked. The other, does usefulness have this in it? No. So we should probably run those tests, because those tests relate to exhaustiveness checking for non-exhaustive types. Okay, and that worked. This is where a lot the tests for the initial work on the pull request was. All these things. Okay. So then, now that I've done that, I would push it up and wait for a response. All the errors I gotta fix. But because of some of the talk in the pull request about maybe not hiding duck hidden fields, I'm just gonna wait until that's resolved, and then I'll push it. So we have successfully set up and worked on Rust C. We've looked at some of the UI test stuff. Let's see. I can look quickly at the standard library. I've never actually done anything in there, so I'm not really sure how the tests work for that. Actually, I think they might just be, yeah, I think they're just tests in the library. right? Yeah. So like, I could just run that test. The task Rust. Oh, did I like double click that too fast or something? Well, that's weird. Huh. Probably didn't Rust analyze. My guess is that Rust analyzer doesn't know how to do something, but I could be wrong. So I think here we can look and see how. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. We will consult the dev guide. Because I know the information about testing is pretty good. Oh, but we don't want the compiler. We want to test the standard library. So, oh, okay. I think it just works like, there we go. And then being more specific, run unit tests. Oh, those are the compiler tests. Let's see. Can I do? Do I have to do source again, I wonder? What should we do? Collect. Let's just, nope. Are there any tests in this file even? Whoa. Nope. Are there tests in any of these files? Probably not. Tests. Where are all the tests? Probably in the folder that says tests. No. Oh, row, right, okay. So let's let that finish. Probably won't do anything, since we just said mod. Pretty sure that won't do anything. Oh, it ran a few. Ha! Wonder which ones it ran. So, we ran some tests in the standard library. That works too. I guess that'll be it. unless anyone has questions. Thank you for watching.